the head of the British Olympic cycling team in, I think it was in 2002, Britain had only won one medal in the previous 76 years. And that all changed when he became the head. Britain went on to win 7 gold medals in the Beijing Olympics in 2008, and subsequently 4 years later, they matched the same performance. Now he had a method, he went and studied Kaizen and all the various techniques in management, and he came up with the method for making minute improvements, and I forget the name that it's called, but however he broke down cycling into a number of different components and targeted a 1% increase in each of those micro components, which when aggregated together made a substantial difference in performance. So really, it's all about a journey, and high performance, whether it's OMPEG or businesses, is all about the journey. It's about embarking on that journey and not about that single race. And I'd like to end with echoing Gautam Buddha, which says it's better to travel well than to arrive. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for my 4 minutes. Thank you for listening to me, and have a wonderful evening tonight.
Milind, thank you very much. Connecting the sport venue with your sports story, highly motivating. I purposely did Milind's introduction in 2 halves. This first half I did before, and latter half I'm doing now. Because I said about Leica. Now, as if running Leica for 10 years from 2003 to 14 was not enough, Milind now runs Lucrum. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Lucrum. And he invests, mentors and guides startups, something that we absolutely love to hear at OMPEG. So I thought I will make that introduction later, so it stays with you. So once again, thank you very much, Milind. I would like now to introduce Jasbir Singh Parmar. Jasbir was born in Punjab, but he spent his early years in Mumbai, so he is a Mumbaikar, where his father actually served in Indian Armed Services. He finished his agricultural degree in Punjab and then came over to UK in '79. He is a former police officer. He was based in South London and for a short period served in royalty protection. So I presume that Queen and family. In 1987, he started a retail business and within 6 years had 4 retail outlets and a fast-growing wholesale business. Then in 1999, he decided to sell all his businesses to spend time with his growing family. Today, he owns a commercial post office in Kempston and a small portfolio of commercial and residential properties. And that's not enough. He's also very active in British politics. He served as a councillor and deputy group leader in Bedford Borough Council. He was a parliamentary candidate for the Conservative Party for Warley in 2010 elections, then a police and crime commissioner candidate for Bedfordshire in 2012, and directly elected as mayor of Bedford Borough Council in 2015. I'm sure you must be following a different wristwatch. Currently, he's also the chairman of Bedfordshire Asian Business Association. This is a mouthful, so I'm just going to say Baba. And director of National Asian Business Association, NABA. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jasbir Singh Parmar.
Thank you very much. That was quite an introduction. I was just thinking, what a change. A police officer to a retailer. From a Heckler and Koch semi-machine gun to a pricing gun. That's quite a change. And that's the kind of change we guys have made, those of us who've come from India. And sometimes, it's all about timing. It's all about timing. If it wasn't for 3 months that my father was at sea and sent my mother home to Punjab, I would have been born in INS Ashwini in Colaba, Mumbai. But I have to live with that. Now, I'm following two great speakers, and it's a hard act to follow. So I'm not going to tell you anything about business, because from what you've heard from Annie is, all those achievements in politics, not very good. You don't get any silver medal for coming second, unfortunately. So when you lose your parliamentary election, or your police commissioner election, or your directly elected mayor election, you don't get any medal. All you get is a lot of sore feet, walking down the streets and delivering thousands of leaflets, and sore knuckles, and a few, next time maybe, that kind of thing. What I am going to speak about is the associations. Now, if I can compare running an association or OMPEG, I like the word OMPEG. It's a bit of mixture of Hindi and Punjabi, Om Hindi and Punjabi, like they peg in the evening. It's lovely. It's a lovely, word to have. And I know the Maharashtrians also like their drink as well. Yeah. So, if we were to compare any organization as a family, now, family starts with courtship first, like you guys did just over a year ago when you were wrecking your brains, what shall we do? And then comes the wedding, the launch, and now you're celebrating the first year. I remember that. I remember when it was my first year. I was so excited, full of enthusiasm, and I remembered every single, day, 365 days after I got married. And then the fun starts or slows down after that. But this is where you guys come in. And I don't mean the organizers, because they are smashing people, but you guys, all you guys at the back there, right? Because without you, any organization will be defunct. It's you guys who will put the effort into it. It's a bit like bringing your children now, because now you've been married for a few years, now you're children, right? And children can be pain at times, right? So this is where you guys have to carry on with the enthusiasm that you had when you were courting. You may pass on the mantle to somebody else, which is not a bad thing. You may bring new people in who will have fantastic ideas, better than you had, which is not a bad thing. But as long as you remember what you set this organization for, you would have had the financial gains if that's what the objective was, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what you get out of this is satisfaction, and you can't quantify it. You can't put your finger on that satisfaction. It's a satisfaction like no other satisfaction. You have spent a lot of time away from home, meeting people, driving back to maybe Manchester, late at night, going to meetings, which I have done with Uday Bhai, to different places, come back late, straight after work, and come home at 2 o'clock in the morning. Honestly, it was meetings, there was nothing else in there. My wife trusts me on that one. But it's all about energy. It's all about carrying the work through, right? Now, we are sitting on the tables with all the fantastic, cricketers we've had, and people who come from Maharashtra. By the way, Eknath Sorkar was my favorite cricketer of all time. He's a fantastic fielder as well. Great guy. And but it's all about the longer innings. It's about you guys hanging in on one side of the innings and allowing the other person to set himself in. This is what associations are all about. You guys are fantastic business people. You don't have to learn about business from me. You already know it. But as far as the associations are concerned, as far as your organization is concerned, it will only succeed if you put something into it. It's not what you get out of it, it's what you put into it. That's where the satisfaction will come from. You may not get any rewards for that, but the reward will come from here. You will know that you've done a great job. And tonight, you certainly have done a great job. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you very much, Jasveer. Thank you. I was listening to you, what you said earlier about the satisfaction, and something ages back which I learned from my mentor, that if throughout the day you're doing a lot and at the end of the day you're feeling tired, then inspect your work. If you're feeling happy, then that's the right thing. So thank you very much, Jasbir. Friends, at this stage, I would also like to introduce now another distinct Maharashtrian achiever who is in the room with us, Banish Prabhu. Banish has had 30 years of significant career in financial technology and operations. He had an illustrious over 22 years of career at Citibank as all global roles possible: CEO, Chief Operating Officer, CIO, CTO. I think they just ran out of all the CXO titles after that. After the distinct banking career at Citibank, Banish then moved on to being a chairman and a director in many international organizations. Today, he's a senior advisor, mentor with Boston Consulting Group, and he's also an investor, angel investor, and guide and mentor for many startups. So Banish, we would love to hear from you, and thanks for being here.
Thanks, Ani, and thanks, OMPEG, for asking me to speak a few words. Though I think the 4 minutes that I was told has already been taken by 3 very, very good speakers. Actually, Milind. Actually, what I'm speaking about is about the half-full glass. I think it all started one day when I was coming to the UK. It so happened that Milind was coming into the UK at the same time. And we were sitting next to each other, and the only game that was available to play at that time was Hangman on the TV on the plane. And obviously I didn't get all the answers because he has a better IQ. So he was saying, hey, why don't you try this? And that's how we got to know each other. I think OMPEG's objective of getting people to network with each other is very, very important, because I think we are at a point where there's going to be significant change, and we talked about how change is sort of making its way, and there's a certain element of technology in the change that's changing our lives. With all those various CXO things, one of the things that was really the C was the crazy that I became over the years, working in financial services and technology. And I think that craziness is why most clients, which today are driving financial services needs, prefer to go and speak to a plumber than their banker. And that's what research seems to say, and I think it's very true. I think this wave is where the clients are going to run the business, and we all will have to have a digital thought in the way we do things. I think the opportunity is for us to be able to help and network and connect people. If we sit and talk to any one of the people here, you'll find connections at 1 and 2 degrees sort of separation, because everybody knows somebody who knows somebody. The question is, what do we do with all that network? Clearly Facebooks and LinkedIn's have done a lot more, if not in their evaluations, the ability to connect so easily with people. I think if OMPEG can sort of leverage and put the strength in everybody, I think the office sort of bearers have done a phenomenal job, but they do other jobs too. And I think we could all help them sort of in our own way to help not just the people in this room, but also the next generation that's pretty much going to drive the change and think very differently. And at least I know it's almost impossible for my son and me to be on the same page nowadays. I thought I was doing technology, but he's on a different level. So I think many of us have to be able to connect and help each other and help the next generation do things. And I'm hopeful that we can help trigger that, not just at the event that is being organized in level 39. But I, of course, spend most of my time in what I call fintech, which most of you have heard the term. It's just financial services and technology, but being done in a very different way, with clearly the client driving, as in the customer driving the change. And I think we've got to understand that the power of the customer driving the change is going to change the way every business functions. There's lots of terminology out there, a lot of new technologies, artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning, and so on and so forth. I can sort of give you a long list. But the important thing is there is change coming, but there is opportunity. And I think for that opportunity, we will have to sort of re-educate ourselves to some extent on the new technologies there. Because if you pick up any report, it's scary. It says that so many jobs will be replaced by machines, and lots of change will happen. I think along with that is an opportunity to do the right things and to retool and reskill ourselves to do it. So I think there's a big element of education, a big element of mentoring and support that we can all provide. So all the very best for this initiative. I think it's going to do phenomenally well. I know it's been only a year, but there's a lot to look forward to, and I'm sure we can all be part of making that happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Banesh. Banesh invoked the word crazy. Could easily identify with it. Like I was thinking about when you're talking, that it's often said that those people who think they're sort of crazy enough to change the world, they're the ones who probably do. So hey, here is to universal craziness. That's the last C that will always get associated with you. Thank you very much, Banesh. Let's give a big hand again for Uday, Jasbir, Milind, and Banesh. Thank you very much. So friends, at this stage, now we are going to do a 20-minute interactive session which Avi is going to run, which involves all of us. Thank you.
Okay, so thanks very much, Annie. So now's everyone's opportunity to get involved and tell us what you think has worked well, what hasn't worked well, what you can do for others, and what others can do for you. And really, in this interactive session, it's all about collaboration. Because when OMPEG was started, yes, it was about the events, and yes, it was about the networking, the OM and the PEG. But more than anything, it was about collaboration. Because when we collaborate with each other, that's when really great ideas are formed and when that eureka moment is reached. Now, from my own personal experience, when I joined OMPEG in late 2016 rather, I was trying to encourage some of my friends, people of my age, young second generation Marathis, to join OMPEG as well. And I was actually very unsuccessful, as you can see from this room. The only person to have turned up was my wife because I forced her to. And the thing which really stood out was the response of actually one of my best friends, maybe my best friend, very educated, Oxford educated, Maharashtrian chap from Oxford. And he told me that there's 2 reasons why he can't join OMPEG. And he said, firstly, I can't join because Marathi mansana business karu shakat nahi. So Marathi people can't do business. And secondly, he said, Marathi mansa ekamekana madad karat nahi. Marathi people don't help each other. So for me, it's been a very personal ambition during these last few months to dispel both of those myths and to prove people like him, my friend, that they are indeed wrong. And I think over the last few months, we've definitely managed to do that. I think when we counted, there were more than 20 different collaborations that have taken place between OMPEG members. And that's just the ones that we've heard about on the WhatsApp group. And as we all know, there's so many messages that get missed on that the real number could be, easily 30 to 40. So today I want to ask 3 questions, and everyone should feel free to pitch in with their comments or suggestions on these questions. First question is, how have you already collaborated or worked with other OMPEG members? Secondly, what can OMPEG or OMPEG members do for you? And thirdly, as the great man John F. Kennedy said himself, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So what can you do for other OMPEG members? Be that mentorship, collaboration, support, etc. there's plenty of opportunity for everyone to have their say, but to start off with, I'm going to go to Renuka, who has been involved in a number of collaborations with various OMPEG members. So can we get a mic to her? So, hi. So maybe we can start off, Renuka, by just telling the audience some of the collaborations that you've been involved in with other members.
Yes, actually, OMPEG helped me really a lot. And I actually joined OMPEG. I actually attended the first meeting of OMPEG, and it was my first month when I actually started my company. So the 2 minutes which I got in that meeting really helped me a lot in knowing OMPEG people. And what I have got from OMPEG is a really great leads in terms of business. As you all know, I'm a mortgage advisor. And when I did my 2 minutes in OMPEG meeting, I've got fantastic leads. I've got really good connections with different people. More so, I've got a fantastic guidance from the OMPEG committee members. I would say some of them thanks to Jay, thanks to so they really helped me in terms of me getting and how to progress in my new startup. So that's how OMPEG helped me. It really helped me in giving confidence to how to start up the business, because being a new startup, it was completely new to me what to do, how to proceed, and these are the people who really guided. So yeah,
That's really great to hear. Now I want to move on to another one of our collaborations. I think, as you saw earlier on during the sponsor slide, one of the collaborations that have happened is between Ravi, who's one of our core members, and also Madhviji over here. So could we just get the mic over so she can tell us a little bit about the collaborations that she's been involved in?
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I was in this business for last 20 to 25 years, and my uncle was in this business for last 50 years from Pune. And I've been dealing with very niche market. You know, everybody knows this project. You may repent, or you may not repent, but everybody wants to try this project with their friends. So that is a very positive point for me. And because I had been working with only 3 auto society, my market is different. But I met Ravi, and he has different market. He has number game, and I thought if I join with him, it will be helpful and it will expand my horizons. And I will not hesitate to tell you that I was also approached by Nichols, but his business strategy and my business strategy was different. But I am very happy to help coordinate with Ravi, and I think I have benefited because he has different skills, different ideas, modern technology, and his strategy and my strategy is very complementary to each other. And I think you should ask him also why and how he has benefited.
Why not?
Hello, thank you. Yeah, I will tell you. I have launched one website, lagnakartavya.com, which is now 3 years old, and we have 3,600 profiles on that. It's predominantly for Maharashtrian community based in India, not in NRI community as such. But when I joined hands with Madhaviji, then my horizons are now expanded. We are providing specialized service for NRIs. We launched second website, and I am going to launch a third website, Leva Lagna, for Leva Patil community in August. So OMPEG has helped me to join. We know each other for more than 15 years, but we never would have come together without OMPEG. When we met at OMPEG forums, then we said we can join to do something. And that's the reason I really benefited from OMPEG. Thanks.
Okay, so now we'd like to open up the the discussion to everyone here. I mean, there's so many collaborations that have gone on. So is there anyone here who'd like to speak a little bit about how they've collaborated with other members, or how they've been able to benefit from the guidance or mentorship from others?
Not me, as in Mike here.
Sure, maybe.
Hi. I think collaboration, I will say, is new and with Avi only we discussed quite a lot really, and hopefully this is we can work with you, and that is the good one, I think. So, first thing that,
Do you want to tell them a little bit about what the collaboration was?
now that you can explain it, yeah. Partnership, so yeah, you can.
Atul and myself and one of Atul's business partners have been involved in discussions around a collaboration to distribute some software products that my company is building in the Asia Pacific region, and Atul has been instrumental in getting that conversation off the ground. And the only reason why I even came to know about Atul and his sort of expertise in that area is because of OMPEG. So that is a clear personal example of how this community has helped me with my business.
Yeah, that's true, really, because of OMPEG only we work together, and it happened really, and WhatsApp group really speaking, that way it started, so that is better. We work with Sachin, we are working on a bit, fortunately we are sitting next to each other, luckily, Ravi. So we are working, hopefully we will end work together, and maybe within few months we will have good supply with him, and work in the vegetable area and flowers as well.
You want to speak, Pranav?
We are working with him, and hopefully that would be the second one. Okay? Then there are other three we are working really. So one is Sanjay Road, not here right now. So that would be, okay, we will stand up. So Sanjay is we are discussing, so hopefully that the third one. Then Tushar Gadikar, where it is, hopefully we will work out. Okay, we could not find, so that would be the fourth one if it happens. Then Paresh Deshmukh, if he is around, then yes, we will work out with him and something. So that's really, I will say that with OMPEG we could reach in this year 4 or 5 things. And similarly, next year's target would be that we should reach more than those numbers, and that's the way I'm looking at it. We both standing. Okay, so that's it.
Having heard from you about 5 collaborations just from yourself, I mean, it seems like the number of 20 is definitely wide of the mark. I think, just yourself being involved in 5 means the true number is much greater. So, it's really a creditable achievement, the focus and, passion you're putting into it. So, very good.
And that's what it is. I would like to convey a message to your brain that yes, we work together. It's nothing, and many of times it's nothing. It's only discussion. That's it. Nothing that only we die for money. That's mostly for money.
There are 2 people here who want to speak.
Sorry?
There are 2 people here who want to
Sure, go
share
ahead.
their stories.
Sure, go ahead.
मराठीत बोलणार आहे कारण मराठी
माईकमध्ये दोन्ही
शुअर
माईक जवळ
त्यांना विदाउट माईक ते ऐकू शकतात. आय थिंक माझा आवाज असाही ऐकू येईल सगळ्यांना. ऑम्पेकच्या कोलॅबोरेशन्स बद्दल काय सांगू. देर आर लॉट्स हॅपनिंग. आय मस्ट थँक रवी. ही ब्रॉट अस इन टू दिस ऑर्गनायझेशन and it's worked fantastically for us as the Ravi Wealth Management. We collaborated with Manoj, which has been very, very useful. I must say the one collaboration I would definitely like to talk about is Reshma Deshpande. Tenza VR Intellectus is somebody who supports new businesses. Any one of you who attended my Milton Keynes event, you must know how successful that was. It was brilliant, and दोन लोकांची नावं निश्चित घेईन. One was Ravi Gadge and the other was Reshma Deshpande. So collaborations happen on a day-to-day basis. It's no mean feat. There's one thing, I attend many networking events, and one question that gets asked is, are you working your net? And net is, it could be a mind map, And it really is a mind map, guys. And this is amazing. We are all like a net to each other. So thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, so my name is Pranav, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm probably the youngest member of OMPEG. So I'm still going to school, and as you know, I probably have no idea how to start on my own business. I have no contacts, nothing at all. And this is where OMPEG came in, and I have Jay sir, who is my mentor, who's helped me so much, and I thank him. So yes, OMPEG has definitely helped me just grow my confidence and also my skills as an entrepreneur and my networks as well. Just going to meetings and everything just seems so cool to me now. Yeah.
Time to quit school then.
Not yet. Got exams next month, so yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, right. Yes, going to school. In fact, they didn't really want me to come today because exams are next month. But I said, no, we're going. So yes, definitely OMPEG has been a big help to me, and just thought I'd give a mention to Jay sir, who's been a big help.
Do you want to tell people a little bit about your business or your?
Oh yes, sure. So my business is all about flight tickets, and I think someone mentioned here that there's only one flight selling website here, but no, there's going to be a second one. And
Well said.
competition is growing, guys.
Or you could collaborate as well.
Yes. So we have a big partnership with one of the biggest airline providers. So we will have a big network of around 1,040 airlines for you to choose from, getting you the best price. Along with that, we will offer you a special customization and a special algorithm that is being built for around 1 year. So this is going to be huge, and just wait for it, guys, in a few weeks.
So Ranjita mentioned that one of the main collaborations that she had was with Reshma. So why don't we hear from Reshma herself, and she can tell us the other side of the story.
Thank you so much. Marathi म्हणायचं तर I think one of the questions that was put to me, sorry, one of the questions that was put to me was how did OMPEG help you? So OMPEG ने नोकरी सोडवली हो. No, in all honesty, I don't think I would have launched my business but for OMPEG. It was the impetus, and it was the enthusiasm and the collective, the collaboration spirit that I saw in OMPEG that actually spurred me to quit my job and start off my business. And once I was into it, I realized it's not just that one. So I have just launched this. I'm sorry, the mic is playing.
Probably too far away.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, Wi-Fi.
The battery.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I first launched my business, it was about spices, and those who were here for the showcase probably heard me speak about. Oh, thank you so much. So this is where I'm making homemade spices with recipes from my mother. But once I was part of OMPEG, and once I saw the energy around me, what it made me do was use the skills that I've been using at work. I'm an engagement lead for local councils, and that's precisely what I brought to the table. And so what you heard Ranjita saying was helping small businesses or entrepreneurs or new startups to kind of go across and engage with the audience. Because most of the people around here, even here, you're fantastic technically, you're great with your product, but one of the key skills that's required is to reach across to various stakeholders. And that's an area where I chip in, and I can work and help and mentor along with the technical expert to actually reach out to the audience. So thank you very much, OMPEG. And I think probably I've answered the last question as well, I mean, in terms of what can I bring to OMPEG and what can I offer. So thank you very much for this platform. And I think I'm just going to end with 4 lines, one of my favorite lines, which I think OMPEG actually brings to the fore. Let us then be up and doing with a heart for any fate. Let us then be up and doing with a heart for any fate. Still achieving, still pursuing. Learn to labor and to wait.
So we'll just have the last few stories. A lot of people are quite keen. The gentleman over there, can we just get the mic?
Hi, my name is Raj. I've been listening to these all good stories. So one thing which I thought of mentioning is Milind mentioned about KPI, right? And then you said maybe there are 20 or maybe 30 or maybe even more. So I think it may be worth like tracking these maybe numbers and good stories, so it becomes kind of repository. I used to be I used to go to a networking organization called BNI, if you heard about it. I mean, basically when people ask us that, how much business you have kind of helped to generate, or how much collaboration you have helped as a OMPEG, and we should be able to, I think, tell the numbers, right? And it's like what I can do for it. So I can contribute with a kind of it may be like a simple process where members can put in data and then we can capture that data so that we will have some numbers and like may not be precise, but some numbers to get an idea and how much it is worth. The value of the collaboration, number of the collaboration, and maybe we could publish some sort.
That's definitely something to bear in mind. Yeah.
Thank you.
Perhaps we could just have the last story, the last one. Huh? Sure, okay. From the doctor himself.
Here. Let me just focus myself here.
Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure being here around. You must be seeing me running around here and there with my two kids. He's Vihang and his Tanvin. They are just helping me out to do something which I have never done in my life. And today I'm standing in front of you doing something. Instead of knife, I'm having a camera in my hand. So I'm an ENT surgeon, having camera today, just to project our OMPEG event, Lord's event, first anniversary event all over the world, live streaming going on. Whoever is not available, they can watch it. That's on www.mymarathi, M-A-A-Y, my is I, mymarathi.co.uk, and this is a website for we all, by we all, and we all are involved into that for some or the other reason. Mainly, I would like to thank Jay and Ravi for encouraging me for my crazy ideas of doing something. I have just attended 2 functions of OMPEG. Till that time, I was just thinking back of the mind that I have to do something apart from medicine, apart from doing surgeries. You have to do something, go for your passion. I'm very odd man out here. You are all big businessmen and entrepreneurs and whatnot. You're the big people here. I'm the odd man out, but I would like to just be around you, doing something or other odd work, and you just let me know if there is any lacking in this, we'll improve. Thank you very much, and thank you, OMPEG, for giving me an opportunity.
Wow, fantastic. So we've heard about lots of different collaborations, and I'm sure there's many more out there which you're keen to talk about, but unfortunately we've run out of time for today. So with that said, I'd like to invite Jay back on to take us through to the next part of tonight's proceedings.
Perhaps the most anticipated one, OMPEG Annual Honors 2017. In January when we met in Marathi Mandal in London, we talked about honors in 4 categories. Just so that you all know that it's all for members only. We are part of one family, And OMPEG is just 1 year old, so we haven't been actually very scientific or methodical. It's been a semi-formal process. There was a lot of information available on public domain that we looked through. We interacted with you individually, one-on-one, all of us. And because all core team members were kind of part of that screening process, we all decided to opt ourselves out so that there is no partiality here. What we are going to do is I'm going to quickly introduce you to these 4 categories. Chanakya, Dare to Dream, Fire in the Belly, and Eagle's Nest. I'll just talk about them quickly. About Chanakya, I mean, we all know Chanakya is a kingmaker. So this is one about category for professionals. We are all part of professionals and entrepreneur community to recognize successful professionals in our OMPEG membership group. Not just in their area of expertise, but also those who are contributing in social or charitable or art-related areas. So this is really a combination of both area of expertise and areas of social entrepreneurship as well. The second category is Dare to Dream, and this is about ventures in incubation. And these ventures are business plan in place, launch process formally underway, launch date within next 12 months, skin in the game. We looked at that really very closely, that you would have invested in your own venture and seed funding secured. So that's our second category, first of our entrepreneurs category. The next one is Fire in the Belly. This is for our startups who are less than 4 years around. So a company registered in the UK after 1st of January 2013. At least 25% equity the member should have in that venture, or must be at least the largest shareholder. They should have demonstrated growing trend in shareholders' equity, and growth and corresponding plans, funding plan should be in place as well. And of course, the last one and the most important one, perhaps for the big boys here, the Eagle's Nest, to recognize successful established businesses which are more than 4 years in existence. Once again, similar kind of eligibility criteria, but we also looked at basically employees on the payroll and the exit plans and those kind of things, so that we can make sure that we are selecting good people around. Now, as I said, this has been an informal kind of a process, but believe me, it was a very interesting exercise. I really enjoyed with all my core team members here to go through that whole process of compiling information. Lots of close calls, and some of them who missed out this year are definitely going to get it next year. So guys, we are all in it together. Let's start now our OMPEG 2017 honors. For the first category, I'll invite Banesh Prabhu and Sushil Rapatwar. So Banesh Prabhu, and the category for us is Chanakya Awards. Are you ready, guys?
Yes.
Daguya ka tofa.
Yes.
Right, okay. So I'm going to give it to Sushil. Sushil, for you to open those 2 envelopes, Oscar styles, and let's see who are the winners for first Chanakya.
Thank you, Jay. Pahili tof. So the first award, the first honors in the professional category goes to Mr. Rajiv Benodikar. A big round of applause to Rajiv Benodikar. He is not here today, but Madhavi will accept the honors on behalf of Rajiv. Rajiv is a senior development engineer with CD Adopco, a Siemens business, and IITM, a doctorate scholar and a renowned technologist. He has also dedicated his time to be deeply involved in good cause such as village development in India. So a big round of applause for Rajiv. Live stream.
Thank you.
I'm going to get.
Thank you.
Now on to our next Chanakya Award. Yeah. The OMPEG like the Oscars. The OMPEG Chanakya Award goes to Rajan Shegunshi. Big round of applause to Rajan. So Rajan is a solution architect. He's a lead solution architect in the field of information technology. He has played key roles in a number of high-profile IT projects. Rajan is an award-winning singer and a well-known artist in UK cultural scene. He is a true blend of technology and art and a leader in both fields, which we are definitely going to hear in the later part of the evening. So thank you, Rajan, and a big round of applause again for Rajan. Thank you, Manish.
The next category, first entrepreneurs category, Dare to Dream. I'll invite Milind Kangle and Ani Kaprikar to bring the honors to us.
So the first OMPEG Dare to Dream honor Pranav Dev. You heard Pranav is our youngest budding entrepreneur pursuing A-levels. He has made substantial progress in upcoming venture Real Red, and you already heard about it. Dare to Dream second recipient is Manasi Barve, myopenmarket.co.uk. Manasi is a senior project manager with Tech Mahindra, a real taskmaster, true professional. While managing work-life balance, she has been passionately working on myopenmarket.com, an e-commerce portal for small vendors and farmers. And if you remember at the launch function of OMPEG, when we started in April, she said she was going to start it. It's way ahead now. Congratulations.
Moving on to the third category, Fire in the Belly. These are startups less than 4 years. And for that, I'll invite Jasbir Singh and Ravi Gargir to give out the honors.
Yeah, the first honor in this category goes to Abhay Joshi for Elephant Connect. Abhay is a classic example of firing training. After leading successful profession in IT for 25 years, he has guts to leave the comfort of corporate world and pursue his passion in the field of education. In a very short span of time, he has earned a great reputation as a teacher and is on fast track to scale up his venture. This is Abhay Joshi. The second honor goes to Rahul Gholap. Rahul is a favorite flight booking guy. Everybody refers, people call him any time of the day. I called him at 2 o'clock in the night and he is responsive. So Rahul is our next honors, and on his behalf, his good friend Shirish Patil is here to receive the award, honor. Thanks.
And swiftly moving to our fourth category, Eagle's Nest. I hope you like these cheesy names, right? Right, Eagle's Nest. To give away Eagle's Nest honors, I'll invite Uday Tholaki and Dilip Amtekar.
the honors in the Eagle's Nest are not going to be any surprise to you. The first one honors in the Eagle's Nest is Manoj Karkhanis. Manoj Karkhanis of Decimal Factors Limited. Those who attended OMPEG Showcase event in January were clean bowled by Manoj's excellent oratory skills. A successful entrepreneur and a true leadership material, and who has the ability to bring people together and make them stick together as a team. OMPEG's high flyer, for whom OMPEG's Eagle's Nest may not be a challenge high enough. Of course, the next award, the next honor for the Eagle's Nest. Another Manoj Square, Mr. Manoj Vasaikar, our very good old friend for a long time. Does Manoj need introduction? No. In UK Maharashtrian community, Manoj needs no introduction. He is our own, very own award-winning celebrity chef. He runs extremely successful and popular fine dining Indian restaurants in London, and the brand Indian Zing is well known in London. A chef turned entrepreneur, OMPEG's flag bearer in the UK at the Eagle's Nest. I have seen 3 Michelin star chefs fail in the restaurant business, but he is one man who is super restaurant and has run it profitably throughout, and fabulous food. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. That finishes our first part of our business session on this grand honor. And once again, come on, let's give a big hand to all first honor recipients. They all deserve it. The honors meant for encouragement. We wanted to set first year examples so that many more can chase it for next year. And if you want to see more people next year. Now we are going to take a short break for about 10-15 minutes before the food starts serving. Good news. But can I just request the honor recipients and our guests to stay back for a minute, because we're going to have some photo ops. And we're also now going to have a formal cake cutting. So can someone help me with that? This very own cake is done by a very own OMPEG member, Mayura Chinagi, who joined OMPEG and with full enthusiasm baked this cake for our own function here. She did the same thing for OMPEG Showcase on 28th of Jan. We'll not just cut it, we all get to eat it after some time as well. Where is Mayura? Is Mayura in the room? Yeah. Please, Mayura, give her a big hand. Yeah. And can I request Milind, Uday, Jasbir and Banesh to join us as well? Thank you.
No. Come. You have to come. Do we have a knife? Yes. Come on, let's the youngest. Let's come on. That's it.
Guys, not everything is left to the script. We have a cake, we have a knife, we have people. What are we here to celebrate? There you go. Do I need to say that? Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Now there's a short break, but can the recipients and the guests wait? Yeah. Just 10 minutes break, but we are taking some pictures here, and you are free to take pictures as well. Thank you.
I'll go and see if I can find somebody who writes.